on that knowledge to understand at what height to go, fairly continuous in building, then it would just be unpleasant. So probably not. We'll go, but I think they're expecting the wind will be coming from the west, so that it's so that it's in the right spot.
Sydney. So he'll be doing the piloting, and then we've got Micah, who's driving the Troopy, and Roger, who you've met, who's driving the Sprinter. So guys, thank you so much for being on time. We really appreciate it. This morning we've got southwesterly conditions, so we're going to drive out to the southwestern corner of Canola flying area, and it's about 25 minutes. We'll actually head out along the Midland Highway, and then we've got a farmer's paddock that we regularly use that belongs to Sean and Meg. And once we get out there, it doesn't take long, we'll get the balloon pulled off the trailer. Andrew is going to give you some safety information, so if you could listen up at that point, that'd be great. Then we'll get the basket and balloon attached, inflated, and get everybody on board and comfortable. We're going to fly for an hour, so we'll be flying this morning towards St James, and the crew are going to follow. They'll meet us where we land, and where we land we just reverse the process, balloon goes back on the trailer, and we'll bring everybody back here.
Grab whoever you need to, get both legs in before you slide in, okay? Because if you've only got the one leg in, it always looks funny and awkward. But if you want to come in nice and close, have a quick look inside the basket for me, guys.
Man, you'd be able to barely see over the side.
Guys, I'll just interrupt. The way I find it easy is just sit on the tree like that, and then when you're steady, roll your legs in.
Look how long your legs are.
As long as your legs touch the ground.
So inside the basket, inside the basket, guys, I'll be standing in the middle with all the fuel. You guys will either be in the two compartments down that end or the two compartments up this end. I'll split you up into the separate compartments at the moment. But there's padding on the ground for the padding for your back.
Guys, come over and have
and there's rope handles. So coming in nice and close, I'll show you the landing position now. I'll get you to practice it once you're in the basket, and then a few minutes before we come into land, I'll run you through it again. So for landing, all you'll be doing is grabbing hold of two rope handles. That means phones, cameras will be in your pockets for landing. Your feet will be up at the wall in front of you, a little bend in the knees, and you're leaning back into the cushioning behind you. All right, that is our landing position. You don't need to be all the way down, just enough so you've got a bit of bounce in your legs.
You can stand up.
You may or may not be able to see over. When we do come in to land, though, we do come in, have a few little skips along till we come to a stop. Just stay hanging on until I say it's okay to relax and stand back up again, and don't get out of the basket at the end of the flight until I say it's okay to disembark. All right?
Yep.
Excellent. We do have a lot of fuel here. We're out on private property. Please no smoking, no vaping until we return back into Benalla. We don't want to take the trip sooner than we expect to. All right, so I'll split you guys up across the separate compartments now. We've got where's our group of three?
So I'll go with the three.
Yep.
So
towards the cruiser, it may or may not be there. Hopefully it will be. You're going to grab a hold of the rope handles down in front of you. So landing positions just quickly to make sure everyone knows what you're doing as we come into land. So for landing, the basket will be traveling this direction. You guys are all going to be facing out this way though. So everyone facing out towards the cruiser, it may or may not be there. Hopefully it will be. You're going to grab a hold of the rope handles down in front of you. So it'll be nice and cozy.
Thanks, guys.
Here we go.
Thanks, guys.
Here we go.
Thanks, guys.
Alright guys, here we go. Bending those knees, back in against the cushioning. A few little bumps as we come in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, holding on. Alright, now you can stand up, don't get out just yet.
Now, did everybody enjoy that?
We made it!
Oh, really? Your first time? Don't make it your last time. Alright, so in a moment.
I think it'll kind of want to pull down that way.
Yeah, okay. Looking good.
Beautiful. Alrighty. I'll let a little bit of heat out.
Now, if everybody looks up, Andy will show you a trick that he's got in the vent in the top of the balloon.
So I've got this red rope. It goes up to the very top. So as I'm starting to pull on it,
Everybody got their video ready?
you can see straight up inside. You can see there's a little bit of sky starting to poke out. If you want to focus phone's cameras up that way, I'm going to keep pulling on this red rope. You guys ready?
Yes.
Here we go. All right. Look at that. So that's what we call the smart vent. Allows us to dump a lot of heat really quickly.
Oh.